In today's dynamic financial market, there are multiple opportunities existing for the firms to trade, and every split second is very important. These opportunities or threats can be detected by recognizing trends and patterns in the market, and which is achieved through technical analysis. So let's discuss about the business scenario that we will take in this case study. The scenario is when the market as a whole falls below 5, 10 and 15-day moving average, then generate a sell portfolio for the entire, then generate a sell signal for the entire portfolio. So what is important over here, let's take an atomic view of the statement. Market data event, moving average and generate signal, which if we try to correlate with the slides we discussed previously, it is again analyze, after analysis infer, and then react. So market data, it's in finance, market data is a quote and trade related data associated with equity, fixed income, financial derivative, currency and other investment instruments. Market data is a numerical price reported from trading venues such as stock exchanges. The price is attached to a ticker symbol and additional data about the trade. A typical equity market data example would be like ticker symbol is IBM, bid is something like 89 point something, ask is 89.08, and then it will have bid size, ask size, last sale, what was the last sale, last quote time, trade time, exchange and volume. So while market data has many things, while we are doing our technical analysis, we might be interested in few of the aspects of that particular data. So in our case, we are interested in the bid size, as we have to take the sell decision. The stop loss engine that will develop in the course of this presentation, there we need to have the bid size. So here in this graph, if you look, I have plotted the bid size coming from the market. Now if I look at this particular data, these ticks are coming every second, but while I am doing my analysis, I may not be interested in every second the data that is coming every second. I may be interested in the data that is collated over a period of 1 hour, 1 day, maybe 5 minutes, whatever it is, depending upon my need and my analysis need. So to deal with that, there are some technical instruments that are available, which are called Japanese candlestick. So basically a candlestick is a bar chart kind of diagram used primarily to describe the price movement of a security, derivative or a currency over a period of time. It is a combination of line chart and a bar chart. In each bar represents the range of price movement over a given time interval. It is most often used for technical analysis of equity and currency price patterns. They appear superficially similar to box plot, but they are unrelated over here. So if you look at these two diagrams, the green and the red candlestick, so the rule of thumb is when your closing rate is higher than your opening rate, which shows a bullish pattern that market is itself rising over a period. So it is represented in green color. However, contrary to that, when our opening price is higher and the market is closing at a lower price, then it is representing a bearish pattern, and this is shown in red color. Over that particular period, we also plot what was the high and what was the low rate. Someone can also call this as an OHLC, or open high low close data, which is available over a period of time. So whatever is above the, so red and green part, they are called the body of the candlestick, and whatever is above and below these candlestick, that is called the wick. It is not necessary for a candlestick to either have a body or a wick. There could be a candlestick that doesn't have any wick, or there could be a candlestick that doesn't have a body. So if a candlestick doesn't have a body, it says that the opening and the closing were the same. So while market data is coming every second, the candlesticks in our case, they are being formed at an interval of 5 seconds. So let me take you to a real example how these candlesticks are being formed. So if you look at this data, this is real-time data that is streaming in, and we see that it started with 90. The maximum it reached over the interval was 91.5, somewhere around 92, and minimum it reached was 78. So if you look at this candlestick, the first candlestick which is formed at the end of 5 seconds, you can see and very well match where is the wick of this, the lower wick and the upper wick, and the body also, where it opened. It opened at a high and it ended up closed at a low. That's why it's a red. Similarly, there are other candlesticks that are coming, and these are green candlesticks. If you look like over this period, market has moved up. Okay, so while we have understood what Japanese candlesticks are, it is important to note that while we are doing our calculation for moving averages, we'll be using these candlesticks for our analysis. So before we discuss about exponential moving average, which we stated in the problem statement, let's discuss what a simple moving average is. So basically a simple or an arithmetic moving average is one that is calculated by adding the closing price of the security for a number of time periods and then dividing this total by the number of time periods. So a short-term moving average would respond quickly to the changes in the price of the underlying, while a long-term average are slow to react. Exponential moving average is a type of moving average that is similar to simple moving average, except that it gives weightage to the latest data. The exponential moving average is also known as exponential weighted moving average. This type of moving average reacts faster to the recent price changes than the simple moving average. Here on the screen we are seeing a formula for calculating exponential moving average. So if I have to calculate a exponential moving average of 5 days, EMA 5 would be price of today multiplied by a factor K plus EMA 5 of yesterday multiplied by a factor of 1 minus K. So price of today, when it comes, what will be the price of today? So price is over a period of time when we are calculating EMA. It could be the high, low, open or close, whatever we want. So normally like it is taken as a close. So whatever candlesticks we have created in the previous slides, we will be using the close at every interval. What is the close price, and that will be an input to our formula for exponential moving average. So significance of EMA 5, 10 and 25. While positional traders, they use these EMAs over a period of days. EMA 5, 10 and 25, they mean calculating exponential moving average for 5-day, 10-day and 25-day. In our example, and also like in some high frequency trading, these are calculated even in seconds. and EMA 5 is something that is moving very fast and reacting very fast to the market. EMA 10 is little slow and EMA 25 is more slow. So whenever the lower EMA, which is the EMA 5, that cuts the EMA 10 and EMA 25 line, those are the points which we want to monitor as a situation. So if I show you my graph, so here like blue line over this graph is a EMA 5 line. EMA 10 line is in green and EMA 25 is in yellow. So the point where lower EMA, which is EMA 5, that is cutting the higher EMAs, EMA 10 and EMA 25, these are the points which will give us, although after more analysis, they will tell us whether it is a sell or a buy signal. However, like in today's study, we will only concentrate over the sell signals, which is a stop loss situation for us. So this is the same thing that I have discussed. If you look at this graph in yellow, it is the close price of the last interval, and blue, orange and gray are EMA 5 and 25 respectively. If you look at the time point 6:38:55, blue line has cut all the higher EMAs, and at this point we want to generate the sell signal because market data is already below all the three exponential moving averages. So we have already gone through what signal we want to generate. In our case, we want to generate sell signal because it is a stop loss engine. With that, let's come to the topic complex event processing using as per CEP.